Hi, this is Craig Delich with ProLike here. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Mystery Ranch Metcalf pack. This is a pack that was designed for backcountry hunters or backpack hunters. And if you're not familiar with Mystery Ranch, check out my previous video. They recently gave me a tour of their facility, and I had the opportunity to sit down with several individuals there where they told me about the history of Mystery Ranch and shared with me some of the things that go into the making of this pack. So if you haven't watched that video, be sure to check it out. With these products, when I review like down jackets or down sleeping bags, I talk about warmth to weight ratio. These packs have a phenomenal load carrying capacity to weight ratio. So I'm going to dive into details that I haven't heard other people talk about when they review these packs. I'm going to be covering in depth the waist belt, including the lumbar system, the Futura yoke system, the nice frame and the lift kit. I'm going to dive into details on the fabric that's used, the zippers that are used, the buckles that are used, the straps that are used, cover the load shelf system and just talk with you about how that works. And then I'm going to share with you my experience carrying different loads with this pack. So I hope you enjoy this video. So Mystery Ranch recently moved from a setup where they used to sell individual components that you would select to create your fully assembled pack to a system now where you just select your size and your color and purchase the complete package. If you need to have your pack dialed in specifically for your body type, you simply work with their customer service department. That makes it a lot easier to purchase the pack and less confusing. My particular setup, I'm using a medium size yoke, a small waist belt, and a medium size lift kit on this. The total weight for this setup is 7 pounds 12 ounces. Without the lid, it comes in at 7 pounds 2 ounces. And just the frame, the waist belt, the yoke, the lift kit, that weighed 4 pounds 12 ounces. The pack comes in two colors, a coyote brown color or a foliage kind of a greenish gray color. This is a nice frame kit with the lift kit, the Futura yoke, and the waist belt. So I'm going to cover some of those things first, and I've just taken the bag off of one of these to show you this frame. Mystery Ranch kind of treats this frame system like an automobile manufacturer treats a chassis where multiple cars share the same chassis. Multiple packs are going to share the same nice frame system. It's used in their mission packs that are carrying heavier loads. It's 22 inches tall by 12 inches wide. The lift kit that I have on adds an additional 5 inches, bringing the overall height to 27 inches. There's 3 vertical stays that go on here. And the way it's configured is there's some ability for that to move and absorb shock, like if it gets dropped, etc. It also gives you really good torsional rotation. This is what they call the lift kit, and that interacts with these shoulder straps to help keep the shoulder straps from weighing down and pinching on the front of your shoulders. Raising those up higher off your back is key to that. Moving to this Futura yoke system, their idea here was to separate the yoke, your shoulder harness, from the frame so you can fit them individually. There is a frame sheet in the back of this, and you've probably seen numerous videos where they whip out the frame sheet and slide it between the Velcro in the back to adjust the height of the yoke. What I like about this frame sheet and this Futura yoke is it gives you a large surface area up here that spreads that load across kind of the breadth of your back. The shoulder straps are made out of a really dense foam. I haven't opened this up, but I assume it's a closed cell foam. And there is a piece of, seems like fairly hard plastic underneath where this webbing goes. And my assumption is that's used to prevent the shoulder straps from cutting through these pads into your shoulders. But this lift kit here, if you get that lift kit dialed in and cinched properly, that's going to pull that weight off of this. So as I added additional weight into this, where I got up to just over 100 pounds, I was finding that I wasn't feeling the load on my shoulders that I was feeling on my other packs when I did that. These are things that add weight, and I've always maintained that there's a difference between dead weight or parasitic weight and weight that serves a purpose, because it helps you carry loads better. So yes, these things are a little bit heavier than some of the competition. I'm going to try and point out where that added weight is being effectively used. In carrying these packs and comparing them to other packs that I have right now, as I went up from 50 pounds to 75 pounds to slightly over 100 pounds, what I noticed is that the packs weren't sliding down on my waist nearly as much as some of the other packs that I have. And so I started to explore what that is. And really, a lot of the success of these packs' ability to comfortably carry heavy loads has to do with this waist belt and this really substantial lumbar system. The key to this is the way that this waist belt wraps around your waist, and you can cinch it tight, but you don't. I found that I didn't have to crank on it super tight like I have to do on other packs and constantly be hiking the pack up and re-cinching the waist belt. It just the increased foam and structure in the lumbar, and the way it is cut and angled or kind of cupped over your waist, allows it to effectively ride on your iliac crest or your pelvic girdle without sliding down. By the way, one of the things I notice is most people carry their packs too low on their waist. Make sure that you've got that iliac crest centered in this waist belt. So I think, there's a lot of additional weight that goes into this waist belt, but I think it's an investment in the increased comfort and carrying capabilities of this. You can watch their videos. They go into some more details on this, but it's a wonderful waist belt. Like I said, I'm using the small size, and I am almost maxed out. I've got a 32-inch waist right now, and I'm almost maxed out on this small size waist belt. I'm a little bit over 6 foot tall, but I've got a very short torso, so I went with the medium size yoke and the medium lift kit on this, and it's dialed in perfectly for me. I should say this, there are a lot of adjustments to be made in fitting this, and so make sure that you work with their customer service department and go through your measurements with them, and they'll make sure they get you into the right size pack. Let's talk about the body of the pack. The material is 500 denier Cordura. As I mentioned in that factory tour video, due to their long-standing relationship with Cordura, they get a tighter weave 500 denier Cordura than others are able to get. In speaking with a lot of different hunters and reading the other reviews on the forums online, you're hearing stories of lots of packs ripping. You can use lighter weight material like a 250 or 220 denier Cordura, but you run the risk of that pack ripping out. And so, it's a fine balance, as Brian said in that video. Structure versus flexibility, structure versus weight. Mystery Ranch feels that the 500 denier fabric that they get is the perfect match for this type of pack. They do double it up in the bottom of the pack using 2 layers of 500 denier. The webbing is all 1-inch webbing here. As I mentioned earlier, it's 2-inch webbing on the belt, but 1-inch webbing on all the compression straps. And they're using a very high-end auto lock buckle. Andrew told me at Mystery Ranch when I was visiting with him that the supplier they source the buckles from supply them with a buckle that has twice the crush strength of other buckles that you may find on other packs. The reason they use the auto-locking buckles on this 1-inch webbing is that you're going to be carrying things like a rifle or a bow or a spotting scope on these, and they may be awkward with how you have to cinch them up, and you just don't want to run the risk of those buckles coming loose. The fabric is coated with Teflon instead of a DWR. I did dump some water on this. It rolls right off. I haven't tested it in a rainstorm yet to see how effective it is. The Teflon coating has the added ability, let's see what they tell me, that it doesn't register on infrared scopes for the military. The zippers are all YKK. The smaller zippers are a size 8. The larger zippers, like on your full length zipper here, are size 10. They are a coil zipper, but they told me they're zinc coated, which makes them much more expensive but much stronger. The zippers are reversed, so they're water resistant, but instead of the polyurethane coating that I think if you watch my other videos, you know that sometimes those get a little sticky and you have to lubricate them. These appear to be a silicone impregnated zipper. They just slide much easier than a polyurethane coated zipper. They don't put metal tabs on these. It's all just the cord loops on them, because you don't want metal dangling off these buckles. It just makes noise. If they you know, scrutinize every detail on this pack to make sure that it doesn't fail on you when you're out in the field. If you're multiple miles back in the backcountry and you've got a heavy load on your back, and you know, you break a buckle on a waist strap or on a waist belt, or the main body of the bag has a fabric blowout, you're having a really, really bad day. Okay, in terms of the overall design of the pack, it does ship with the top lid now. That used to be an item that you had to order separately. The pack has a clean exterior. There's only one exterior pocket. It's located here. I have to take the pack off to get at that pocket, and I do have to release one of the compression straps. Okay, so let me quickly demonstrate the load shelf to you. In the interest of doing this rapidly on video, I pre-released the buckles, but the idea behind the load shelf is release a couple buckles and the body of the pack moves away from the nice frame system. This allows you to place meat and other dense, heavy weight close to the spine, and has the added benefit of keeping it isolated from the other items that are inside the body of the pack. This isn't a feature that's unique to Mystery Ranch, but I don't know who came up with the idea first, but yeah, it's an absolute necessity if you're planning on carrying heavy items like meat out of the backcountry. So that wraps up the review of the Mystery Ranch Metcalf pack. If you're looking for a larger pack with additional features on the outside, that's going to be the new Marshall pack, and I'll see if I can't get a review together on that as well. But as always, thank you for watching my videos, thank you for subscribing to our channel, and stay tuned for future videos.